everybody, Miss Dobeck checking in for your daily video on keeping your mental health healthy. Today I wanted to talk about journaling. It's windy and a little nasty outside, so I thought it'd be a great day to stay inside and do some journaling and things like that. So journaling has a lot of benefits for our mental health. One of the first ones is that it helps us to clarify our thoughts and feelings. So do you ever get that feeling where you're just like all jumbled up inside and you're not even sure what you're feeling or what you're thinking? Journaling can really help us with that if we just sit and start writing. And it doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be full sentences. It can simply be words. You can just jot things down. And eventually your brain's going to kind of start to sort through that stuff, and you'll see that you're starting to flow with your writing a little bit more and getting some of those thoughts and feelings out. So it helps us to take all that jumbled stuff up here and clarify it, get it out on pen and paper. Another thing that it's beneficial for is knowing ourselves better. So again, sometimes we're not quite sure what we're thinking, what we're feeling, what our thoughts are. As we write and as we continue to write, we can start to see some trends for ourselves, maybe some things that we're like, wow, when I do this, this makes me really happy for the day, or this is a really big stress reliever for me, or when I'm around this certain person, I tend to not feel so good for the day. So you can really start to know yourself better by journaling and keeping track of some of that stuff. Of course, it helps to reduce stress and other negative emotions. Just the idea of getting that stuff out of our brains onto paper right away helps us reduce stress, relieve some of our anger or frustration and other things. Anytime we're getting those emotions out, whether it be verbally with other people, writing it down, expressing it through art, no matter what it is, if we're getting it out and getting it out somehow, especially through journaling, that's going to help reduce those emotions. Another thing is it can help us solve problems effectively. So if we have maybe a conflict with someone, if we start journaling about it, eventually our brain is going to kind of walk ourselves right through that, and it'll start to make sense on paper again, and we can look through what we're writing and start to make sense of that a little bit more and say, well, maybe I didn't handle this part quite so well. They probably didn't handle this part quite so well. Here's where I think this all kind of blew up a little bit and became more of an issue than I would have liked, and I can see how to resolve this for next time, or I can see where maybe I want to apologize for this part and I'm going to ask that person to apologize for their part. So it can really help with conflict, because again, it's just helping us make sense of all of this. That's the big thing with journaling, is it's helping us make sense of things. Last one is that it can really help us either track some problems or it can help us track growth. So for an example, especially for those of you who maybe have a little bit more of a struggle with mental health, even have a mental health disorder, things of that nature. Say, for example, if you are having panic attacks at times. A nice thing with journaling is that when you have that panic attack, you can, once you're ready, you can journal after that panic attack happens. Here's what I was doing today. Here's what I was doing right before this panic attack happened. Here's how long this panic attack lasted, and here's kind of what I did to help it go away, or things like that. And then as you continue to journal that and keep track of that, it can really help you see patterns of things that may trigger those panic attacks for you. It can also help you with things that help you cope and help the panic attack go away faster. So you can really track your growth and some of the issues maybe that you're having by journaling consistently when you have a specific problem. So I hope this kind of give you some inspiration for journaling and things like that. I bought a few journals a while ago. This one I really like, Moments of Genius, because I like to think when I'm journaling I get those aha moments. Or I have another one, of course, with a cat on. You can use just a plain notebook, anything that you might have laying around the house. This is one that was just laying around the house we got when we went to a training or something, so you can use whatever you like. One quick last thing. We are living through a historical time with this virus and with the quarantine and things like that. you may find years down the road that you really liked journaling right now because you can see how you lived through history. So when, your kids or grandkids or whoever asks you, well, what did you during this time? I'm learning about this right now in my history class. You can pull out your journal and say, hey, here's what I was doing. And, put some things in there that are worth writing, right? So do some cool things with this time, journal about it, and you'll be part of history as well. All right, I hope you guys like this talk. Happy Thursday, and try not to get blown away by the wind out there. All right, see you guys.